Hi guys, it is a beautiful winter wonderland evening up here in Canada. And tonight's video is going to be a little different. I'm going to ask the questions and you guys are going to give me the answers. Because I need your help and I need your advice. So let's go hit the music. All right, guys, thanks so much for tuning in. Quick health update. Everything came back with the tests. Good. But the bad thing is I'm still huffing and puffing in this microphone. So I apologize if you can hear that. Got a little breathing problem going on still. That being said, behold, before you, in all its glory, is my entire stack. Well, disclaimer, not my entire stack, but all my stack as far as gold coins, gold rounds, gold backs, bars, silver ounces, anything like that. Yes, I have my 20 for 20 coins and my 100 for 100 coins from the Royal Canadian Mint, but I kind of count that Royal Canadian Mint as its own thing. It is part of the deep stack. But when I think of stacking silver and gold, everything you have in front of you is everything I got. Now, that being said, that's what I want to know tonight. Where to go from here? Because maybe you've heard this already, but silver went a little crazy this week. And in Canada, it got up to $88 spot. Now there was a little pullback, and it's all the way down to 85 for me. But it appears when you guys in America are talking about 60, and then it goes up a couple dollars, up here with the exchange rate, it goes up 4 or 5. So for every dollar, you can double it for me when it goes up like that. So when it went up, it went up. Now, $88 spot, that's bad enough. But then you got to add in the premiums. Now, I'm going to show you something crazy. I went online last night and looked everywhere. Guess how much a generic buffalo round was? 90 bucks. $90 for a buffalo. Everyone that says stack buffaloes are the best premium, they were the exact same as the maples almost. Well, with one catch. You could get a maple for 91 bucks, but it would be random date. Now, random date for Canadian maples is code for milk spots. So in 2017, they fixed the milk spot problem, and the dealers are discounting their old maples to try and get rid of them. But they leave that part out, of course. So you got to be careful buying maples. To get one, 2020, 2025, 2026, whatever, it was going to be $94, $95. So almost $100 for one round of silver. Now, I just did a whole video about budget stacking, or as I called it, too poor to stack, and I said that's nonsense. You get a piggy bank, you put money away, you start saving. And I've been doing that. And I have money aside. The question is what to do to that money. If you were me, do I keep chasing silver at $90 or $95 a maple, depending on what spot is? Is it still going to keep going up between now and the end of the year? And if it does, what do you do when it's $100 spot and I'm paying $105 for a maple? Would you keep stacking those maples? See, I want to set a goal for January 1st. New Year's, new resolutions, all that stuff. This will be my first full year of stacking. I started in April, and some of this stuff I got back in 2014, 2013, when I was going on that Royal Mint binge with my brother, and I got all those coins, and I didn't even show you all of the things I got from the Royal Mint. They'll be coming in a different video. But somewhere along the line, while I was looking online, I must have came across silver gold bull, because I bought this beautiful 5-ouncer. And I bought, let me see, everything on this row I bought back then. So I bought a maple back then. I don't know how or when or why. I remember the old man, that episode of Pawn Stars, and I ordered this immediately. I have something called, you guys know this, silver bullet, silver shield, I guess. Very popular from what I understand. I just had no idea what I was doing. I got it because it looked cool. Spreading depth and death. And then if someone could identify this round, I have no idea. I don't know where I bought it. I don't know where I bought it from. And I tried to look up the website, goldandsilver.com, and it does not exist anymore. But it's beautiful. Look at this coat of arms. 1 troy ounce, 999 AG. And then my daughter loves this. I got a Pegasus. EO. Again, I have no idea what those things are. PRD. I don't know. Guys, someone out there knows what this is. Let me know where it came from. Isn't that terrible? I don't even know where half this stuff came. But since I got out of my bed in the hospital, the first thing I did was I went out and bought this Buffalo and this Sunshine Mint bar, because I wanted a bar and I wanted a round. They were the first ones I got. And then since then, I got this Libertad. Now, this is very special. And I didn't want to bring him out because this is a very, very special coin, part of a little collection here I got that I'm going to bring out on another video and explain. But for the sake of counting my whole 20 ounces of silver, I had to include them. So, you know, I don't need to tell you about these guys, you know. And then I got a maple from a hawk shop in town. That's the closest thing I have to an LCS is hawk shop or pawn shop, golden pawning. So I bought this, cash, walked out, as it should be. And then I got an eagle, because you have to. And I paid the taxes because you have to. And life's not fair. And of course, you're well aware of my wolf. You know, funny story, if you didn't see my post. I do a lot of posts, guys. So if you go to my channel, don't just watch the videos. Go to the posts. There's lots of polls in there and comments and everything. I like to keep it a variety of things going on my channel. But I bought this boy, and you know the story. I don't need to tell you again. I got him for 50 bucks. Now spot's 80, 85. I can't believe it. I laugh. Every time I think about that, and I got my JM for 80, and spot's 85, and it was 70 the day I bought it. So you know, you do the math on that. I think I'm okay. So I don't have a lot, but I've got a lot of good deals. But anyway, guys, I got the wolf, and then later that week, I'm watching Silver Dragons, and they're in Harry's coin shop, and they're panning the case, and there's the wolf. I couldn't believe it. I had to take a picture of it and post it on the YouTube. So it's in there. But have you ever had that happen? You buy something, and then you go on YouTube, and you see it on a video. All right, and of course, we all know about this. Kansas kid got this out of the black ring of death and got her right in here. Completely cured from the plague, guys. Oh, I bought this back on Silver Gold Bull back then when I bought this stuff. $163 for that. And a gram of gold was only 160. Or it was only $63, guys. 63 bucks for a gram of gold. And I didn't buy any more because I'm an idiot or something. I don't know. Like I said, I didn't know anything about stacking or whatever. I don't know why I bought some of this stuff. I just knew I had it, so I dug it all up when I got out of the hospital to see what I had. And now you know about my Halloween guy. And I got goldbacks from Florida. I got 2 1/2s. I got 1, I got a 2, and I got a 5. And the 5's my favorite, of course. And then I went out and got the Tudor Beast from Silver Gold Bull. I paid $108 for this guy back when it came out. I just wanted a 2. You know, I was so new to stacking, I didn't know. I figured a 2 ounces was going to be like twice as big as the 1 ounce. And it came and it was the same size. And I'm like, what? But it's thicker. I don't really like that. When I want to buy something bigger than a 1 ounce, I want it to be bigger than a 1 ounce. Now, that being said, this is way out of my budget now. Or is it? And that's what I wanted to ask. So, I'm done buying this year. I got a bunch of stuff under the Christmas tree. I spoiled myself. My family went out and each of them went to the Goldback website and ordered one to their houses and apartments and everything. So I got like 4 or 5 of those coming. And I'm quite happy with that. I'm happy with anything, guys. It all goes to the same place, the deep stack, and it sits there for years and years and years. But I would like a plan. As you can see, I'm kind of like a captain with a rudderless boat sailing in a foggy, sea. I don't know where I'm going. Got no compass. Kind of doing a little bit of everything, Get some poured. Get a 2 ounce for whatever reason. There's a 5 ounce. I probably won't buy another 5 ounce. I always wanted a 10 ounce bar, but of course, I waited. I should have grabbed that in the summer when they were 500 and not 800 like they are now. But live and learn. I don't believe in regrets, guys. So, moving forward, let's just say silver stays stupid. And come January, up here for me, it's 90 an ounce. So say I'm $95. Would you continue to stack the 1 ounce rounds? I was going to do a guard box with the bars. I got 1 bar in and realized that's going to be a bad mistake to do 25 of those at 90 some dollars each. So I said, no, I would rather go back and stack maples. And on my Silver Gold Bull website there, one of the ones where the shipping is less crazy, they have a tube I can put these in. I'm not talking about the yellow tube. That's 25, and that's way out of my league. I'm talking about the 10, the big red lid, 10. Get it in there. Should I work and do, 1 ounce of maple every month, put it in, and get 10 of them in there and get 10 ounces? Or should I call my man Stan up at BMW Coins in Brampton and have him send me down $50, free shipping, and stack these? I could probably get 3 of these, or at least 2 of them, for the price of, this. So what do you do? $9.99. You can't beat that, guys. But I can get more of these, and they're not too bad. Or I could do dimes or quarters, but I figure if I'm going to do a tube, I would rather the halves. And the Morgans up here, they're crazy, I know Thousandaire gets 1 a week, but I think the pricing's different down there. My Morgans are $80 to $100. So forget that. So $50, I can just get that at Dollar Face and be happy. Or do I save and go for the gold? Now, I've been lucky, guys. I've had a video about my little side hustles and how I do surveys and things like that. Well, I actually got an email the other day. Someone had seen somehow one of the other projects I worked on, a Zoom meeting or whatever, and I got into the working on the AI. Now, these jobs are not permanent. They come, you work them, you get paid. I've already got paid in my PayPal $83 for a few hours I did. And they're paying $14.60 American. I love that, because by the time it gets to my PayPal and I convert it, it's really $22 or something. So they pay me $100 and I really get $130. or something like that. Good old exchange rate. So it actually works in my favor this time. So I got about $200 right now, ready to go, ready to pull the trigger. I could get 2 of these, and then I would have that weird leftover money where you're like, well, now what do I do? Do I get like a 1/4 ounce buffalo? You know, I love Fish's videos, and when he pulls out his fractional gold and fractional silver, I immediately went to Silver Gold Bull and said, what do you got? What do you got for those 1/10 silver dimes? They want $12 plus. Plus. So let's just say it was even 12. A roll of 10's $120 for 1 ounce. Now Fish goes to the store, build those relationships, LCS, gets them at melt, gets them at under melt. But no, I'm at the mercy of the bullion dealer websites. But when you get to that sweet spot and you say, okay, this going right now is about $230, believe it or not. In Canada, we get no love. I found a Perth mint that I got my eye on with the swan on the front, and I love the black assay. I don't really like the pamp, I'll be honest. And Fish told me keep this on, so I will, because I'm not going to argue with that man. He knows what he's doing. But the Perth mint, black assay, really brings out the gold. Kangaroos on the back, $222. Now that sounds crazy to you, but the other 1 grammers, they're like $240, $250. So I got my eye on that, and I could probably pull the trigger on that in a few days. But again, I'm holding my powder until January. So by January, well, that's going to be exciting. By then, because this project I'm working on is lasting till February, I'll probably have $400 or $500. That's in range. That's in range for a 1/20th maple, which we'll wait till Santa. But a 1/20th coin is $356 right now today when I was looking at them. Now these prices are going to sound insane to you guys, but you got to remember, this is what we deal with up here. It's not fair. But 350, or for 378, I could get a dos media, a 2.5 peso. And that's a tough decision, you know. Do you save $20, $30 and get the 9999, which would probably be the smarter deal, or do you go for the more, you know, it's 2.5 grams, or 2 grams, sorry, on the dos media, I believe, but it's 90%. So, you know, I'm not sure on the math on that, but I'm pretty sure it's bigger than the 1/20th. So what do? You know, do I say, forget this, silver, you're drunk, go home. I'm going to go ahead and go all in on gold. I'm going to save up, and if every month I can get a gram, I'll get a gram. If I wait every 2 months and I get a maple, a 1/20th, or a 1/20th kangaroo, or a 1/20th whatever. But the thing is, it's not going to be a 1/20th eagle, because I got to pay taxes on those. And it's not going to be, you know, the 1/10th. I'm out of my league there. I got one here, and I got maybe a little something under the tree we'll look at on Christmas morning. But other than that, that's $686 right now today. That's, you know, I could get seven maples. I could probably finish my tube. You know, when I get that tube, the first thing I'm going to do is yank this one, and my hot shot one. Where'd he go? No. Oh yeah, I got him way back when. So I got this way back when. I got this one. There might even be some milk spots on this. I'm gonna lose my mind. Okay, so I got these. I'm gonna yank them out and put them in my tube. You know, I love the capsules. Yeah, looks like a little milk action there. I love my capsules, but I see everyone yanking those out with their gloves on and putting them on the mat and spreading them out and clinking them together. And I said, yes, I'm going to have a roll of 10 someday. Now, that being said, whatever plan we decide doesn't mean it's written in stone. Things are going to change. Like if silver just goes completely bonkers and is like 150 an ounce, well, no, sorry. Oh, I forgot to show you. I got this little Geiger. 20 grams. I love Geiger. Look at that beauty. I don't have the black light to show you, but you already know. And my gold backs. So I got a couple little odds and ends, like I said, added on, but really, I want to focus on this. 1 ounce or gold or this. Which would you do, guys, if you were me? All the advice in the comments. Let's go ahead and wrap this up. Sorry, I've been rambling for 20 minutes, but you get the idea what I'm after and what I'm up against. Insane prices, insane spot, insane exchange rate, and but you got to keep stacking. Here we go. Now, today's a special day. I don't know if you've been tuning in or not, but this is now the last Franklin to go in. Why do I keep calling him Franklin? Roosevelt's. Guys, pardon my Canadian ignorance. This is a Roosevelt dime, and in it goes, and that is $2.80. And what is that? Well, if $1.40 is 1 ounce, we finally got 2 ounces of 90% American. It doesn't look like a lot, guys. And that's the deceptive part with 90%. A little goes a long way. And that mercury and that Morgan's taking up all the room. I'm going to probably move over to the $half. Get a few anyway just for the jar, because this one's got to go back in there. Sorry, I brought them out just to use as a example. So there we go, $2.80. That's how many videos I've done. And we got a ways to go. So as the stack grows, you know, people were making videos of their loser stack. I could have put this out there. Just kidding, guys. Don't worry. I am grateful and blessed with what I have. So thanks so much for tuning in. Thanks so much for the comments and the love. Got 94 subscribers now. We're almost at 100, guys. Yous are the best. I am so honored to be part of this community. You have yourself a very Merry Christmas. Good night. The Grey Wolf says you can write us now at Nickels and Dimes, Box 23, Odessa, Ontario, KOH 2HO. Send us a dime and we'll put it in the jar. The Grey Wolf is always hungry.